So week 10 is here, and here's 5 kickers I'm looking to start this week. The first guy's Ka'im Fairbairn of the Houston Texans. Last week, he had a great fantasy game versus a Jacksonville team where he had 11 fantasy points, and that's great for a kicker. He had a 50-plus, 3 extra points, and one from 30 to 35, 9 yards. So Fairbairn, again, this week, this Texan offense, they're going to score a lot. They've been getting points. They got Cleveland this week in Week 10, and Fairbairn, I could see him getting anywhere from 8 to 11 points. I like the matchup, so go out there and start him. The second guy is Jake Elliott of the Philadelphia Eagles is Elliott. Elliott, he's a pretty good kicker, pretty accurate. He's had a decent fantasy season, but this week he's got the New York Giants. You know it's a division game. Points are going to be scored, even though I know last time Elliott versus the Giants, he only had 2 fantasy points, but this week I think he'll do better than that. He'll get it going. The Eagles and Giants, they've been scoring in the 20s to 30s, so I could see Elliott having anywhere from 7 to 10 points as well, so go out there and start Jake Elliott. The third kick is Mason Crosby of the Green Bay Packers. He's been banged up the last few weeks, but playing through injury. Now, with that extended week off, with the 10 days off from the Thursday to Sunday game, he's got a great matchup versus a Jacksonville Jaguar team that gives up the third most fantasy points to kickers. And Crosby coming off an 11-point fantasy day right here versus Jacksonville. You know they're going to score. It might be a lot of touchdowns, though, is the only thing. But still, Crosby, he's available in 73% of fantasy leagues. So if you need a kicker this week, I'm starting Crosby and picking him up too. The fourth guy to start a kick is Jason Sanders of the Miami Dolphins. Sanders, this guy, he just hits field goals. And I'm surprised the Dolphins, they got in range a lot last week versus a good Arizona defense. But Tua leading the pack, he let them down the field, and Sanders had an amazing kicking game with 14 fantasy points and hitting 250-plus yarders and 4 PATs. So Sanders, this guy don't miss, and now he's going to be in another shootout, it looks like, in Week 10 versus the Los Angeles Chargers coming to town in Miami. So I'm going to go out there and I'm going to get Jason Sanders to kick and start him too. And the fifth and final guy was also a recommended pickup for the week is Brandon McManus of the Denver Broncos. And talk about a guy with a big foot and big boot. This is the guy McManus. And his last few weeks now, he's really starting to hit well. In Week 6, he had 22. Week 7, a down week with 3, then 7 and 11. So McManus, he's going to get you anywhere from 7 to 11, I think. And he could also have those big double-digit games from 15 to 22 at times. And this week versus Vegas, it's going to be a shootout. It's another indoor game for McManus. He'll be fine, and he'll get chances, and he'll kick some field goals. So that's 5 kickers I'm going to start this week heading into Week 10.